Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Achievement and I'm taking the topic of what is research. We're starting from the introduction of research. I want to tell you what is research, and this is just the beginning part of research methodologies. So according to John W. Best, research may be defined as the systematic and objective analysis and recording of controlled observations that may lead to development of generalizations, principles, or theories, resulting in prediction and possibly ultimate control or events. Research. A research is defined as a systematic, objective analysis and the recording of controlled observations that may lead to the development of generalizations, principles, or theories, resulting in prediction and possibly ultimate control or events. Now, let me explain. Why is research so important? Research is so important in all fields because it helps us in development. It helps us in making new principles. It helps us in improving our world today. Research, it helps us curing lots of diseases. Research, it helps us in producing new technologies. Research, it helps us in our social and our economic activities. Research, it's so important. All right, so in this definition, it's defined as systematic, a way by which there is objectives which you have, there is a method and observation. You control the method and you observe the procedures. Development of it leads to. All right, so moving forward, scientific research. Science is the study of structure and behavior of the physical and natural world in systematic manner, specifically through observation and experiments. All right, so results of science are developed from observation and experiments. They have the relationship of cause and effect, able to tested and retested universally through principles. So science is the study of structure and behavior of physical and natural world in systematic manner. All right, so in research, scientific study is linked to research. Okay, so the results of scientific research are rigged, empirical, testable, clearly defined variables, facilitates direct observation and correction, have fixed answers, objectivity, replicability, can be tested again and again. Scientific research has focused goal of problem solving. It follows the scientific steps, method, and it has the nature of replicability. Characteristics of scientific study. Its primary goal is pursuit of truth as determined by logical consideration. The following are the main key characteristics of scientific research: purposiveness, objectivity, replicability, reliability, validity, rigor, testability, and generability. So in our next slides, we'll be knowing the meaning of all this. Now, purposiveness. Scientific research must have some specific purpose for conducting the research. Before you conduct a research, there must be a purpose for conducting. In conducting further research process, all the activities to be carried out is directly influenced by the purpose of the research. All right. The purpose of research forms the basics of your procedures, which influence your method of executing it and affects the interpretation of your findings, with a scientific reasonings as well. So before you begin the research, you must have a purpose. Why is this research? Why should I do this research? What is the purpose of doing this research? What is the purpose why I should begin this research? What is the purpose? Would it help who? Would it help where? In what field? In what sector? In what country? In what states? How? Purpose of research. Now, in objectivity, scientific research must be objective in nature. It must deal with facts rather than interpretation of facts. The data collected for research should be free from all the biases and vested interests. We're talking of objectivity. It must be research must be objective in nature, and it must be free from it must deal with facts rather than interpretation of facts. All right. The data of research should be free from all the bias and vested interests. All right. Bias, like describing faulty, error, should be free from error. All right. It must deal with facts rather than interpretation of facts. All right. Then in the replicability, scientific research must be replicable, as the results which are replicable have more acceptability and confidence as being scientific. Scientific research must be replicable. It must be replicable. Replicability means if we use similar method and procedures of data collection and analysis as done in the previous study, the results will come similar in other studies as well. Oh goodness, I like research, biostatistics. If you use the other method which you use in doing the research, and somebody is trying to use that same method which you have used, it should come same results. There should be no difference. It should be replicable in nature. Moving to the characteristics of research number 4, reliability. Replicable, just similar to reliability. We say in reliability, in simple terms, scientific research reliability is the degree to which a scientific research method produce stable and consistent results. A scientific measure is considered to be reliable if its application on the same object of measurement number of times produce the same results. It should produce same results. It's just like similar to replicable. Replicable is saying that if we use same methods and procedures of data collection and analysis as done before in previous study, the results will come similar in other studies as well. Validity, number 5. Validity simply means that a test or instrument is accurately measuring what it's supposed to do. Each test or instrument you're using doing research, you accurately measure what it's supposed to do. Validity is an indication of how sound your research is. Okay, more specifically, validity applies to both the design and the methods of your research. Validity in data collection means that your findings truly represent the phenomenon you are claiming to measure. Valid claims are solid claims. Okay, for example, like let me say you use some tests in making research and somebody asks you, okay, how did you get this figure? How did you get this figure? You bring the test, I use this test, and they try it. It should bring same results. It's just like a proof and evidence. All right. Now moving to rigor. Scientific research must be carried out carefully with proper thoughts, methodology in order to make a worthwhile and meaningful contribution to the field of knowledge. Research must be carried out rigorously, meaning carefully. Conducting a rigorous research requires a good theoretical knowledge and a clearly laid out methodology. This will eliminate the errors, meaning bias. It will eliminate the bias, facilitates proper data collection and analysis, which in turn would lead to the sound and reliable research finding. Testability and generalizability. In scientific research, there is an important need to test the hypothesis to understand and find out the relationship between independent and dependent variables. Testability. You have to test and find out the relationship between dependent and independent variables. Alright guys, this is where I'll stop today for the research topic. I just explained what research is, and I explained the characteristics of scientific research, and I defined what scientific research is. Thank you very much for tuning in my next